Hello, everybody. All right, let's talk about our project, All About Me Drawing, which involves lettering, art careers, commercial design, advertising, book design cover, all of the above. And we will be talking about the planning part today. This is a preview of a finished project. And I can tell mine has been in the folder for a while. It's got some edging work that's not so nice. You want to avoid that in your project, but this is just one of my samples. Okay, this is what the overall project will look like. We will have your name or a shortened version of your name or an extended version of your name. 4 items you like. We will be coloring it with coloring pencils, and we will be using blending and coloring solid. I will have a demonstration on coloring when we get to the project portion. The criteria for the All About Me drawing, and this is the good one on the good paper. It's worth 100 points. It is a project grade. This is a big chunk of where your art grade comes from. Unless it has a number, it is worth 10 points, and you will get used to that. First off, used stick letters to design the lettering. It's very important. Always, always, always start with the stick letters. 20 points. Design interesting lettering unique to the student. Come up with some cool stuff for your skill level. 5 points. Lettering is neat and legible. Added 4 objects you like to picture. Objects are interesting and have good placement in the drawing. That means I don't want them all lined up on the top or bottom. I want them overlapping and filling the page in an interesting way. 5, name and objects fill the page. We don't want them all tiny, tiny. And your name is the focus, but you also need to have room to add the objects because we need those. 20 points. This is another focus for the project. Blended with color pencils. I will be showing you how to blend with them, and then I know my advanced students do know how to do that. Colored solid. That means no paper showing in your name and the objects. And I will show you the difference between fuzzy and solid coloring. If it's fuzzy, the paper shows through where you're coloring, and it doesn't look as bold and bright and gorgeous as it does when you fill it in solid. Craftsmanship basically is the overall appearance of the project. Is it neat? Is it tidy? Did you finish? Is it done skillfully? Did you do your best? Put forth 100%. That's craftsmanship. So it's kind of the overall appearance of the artwork. Art supplies you need for this project. A number 2 pencil, which is just your normal yellow pencil. Or you may use an HB, a B, or an F drawing pencil. And that reason is we want to draw lightly because on the good paper, we're going to need to erase the stick letters, and we don't want it to be real dark. So you don't want to use an ebony for this. An eraser, of course, for obvious reasons. Pencil sharpener. Practice paper, which can be the paper from school, which I have in the picture here. It can be a computer paper or line paper. And then you need a 9x12 manila paper for the project. And that paper is at school. If you have good white paper, like sketchpad paper, nice thick white paper, you may use that. It's just more expensive than the manila. That works as well. And of course, you need color pencils. That's on the supply list. All right, project plan. So first we're going to plan out what we're doing so that it fits on the good paper and we're not trying to come up with ideas and erasing and all the good stuff, all right? For step 1, you need name to use for the project. Mine is 4 letters. I'm good to go. It needs to be 4 to 6 letters long. If we get any longer than 6, we end up with no room because then we would have a letter here and a letter here, and this edge right here is where the 12 inches goes. So you want to make sure that you have room for your objects. So can you see? I can fit 2 more letters, but then I'm pushing it. If you need help with an idea to shorten your name, just ask. And of course, if you need to lengthen your name because it's only 3 letters, add like the beginning letter of your last name. That works fine. Write your name using stick letters. And this is, remember, the art sheet that helps you create the letters. You want to have the stick letters. It's part of the grade that I just went over that you're designing around it. And I can tell if you did not do it, you need to do it to maintain the shape, okay? You want to leave space in between the letters. I've left space. My designs are not that big. If you've got something that's going to make the design wider, spread them out a little bit more. But you want to leave space in between them so that you can design the letters. If they're touching, where are you going to put your design that needs to go around? So make sure you leave that spacing. Watch for the spacing of your whole entire name. Look how much space Miss Sackett's name's taking up. See that space? You want it to kind of take about as much space as mine does, unless you've got 5 letters or 6 letters, and it's going to go a little more. You want to try to get it centered. Now, I'm not getting a ruler out, making sure it's perfect, but you don't want your name way to the left or way to the right or to the bottom or top. You want it in the middle of the paper because you're going to design the objects in the background. Okay, so you want it to fit the page well. Be careful not to draw too small. We don't want an itsy-bitsy name taking up this big. Your name of it, it's a drawing that's all about you, but we also want to see your name. Okay, then after we've done the stick letters, then we are going to design our creative lettering. And you notice I have the word creative in bold for a reason. Practice first to get ideas of what you want to do. You want your own original ideas. So maybe on a different paper, you can plan some ideas. Okay, let's see. I want my D to be an elephant. I want my A to be a cat. I want my N to be a snake. I want my other A to be a dog, so that you have already practiced so that you have some ideas. Design around the stick letter. You want to be creative and still maintain the shape of the letter so it's recognizable. If we erase out all my stick letters and you can't tell what the letter is, something went wrong. It should be legible. I should be able to read it as the letter it is supposed to be. And you notice my designs aren't going too far off of the letter shapes. In some instances, I could add an arm here at the A or feet at the bottom of the A. And this could have been the head, but you want to think about it. Is the design working? Does it still look like the letter? If it gets too creative and you've added on extra shapes that no longer maintain the letters, then we can't tell what it is. So watch out for that. Design letters that are creative and individual to yourself. Please, I don't want to see people with 4-letter names with a paintbrush, pencils, paintbrush, pencils. Don't copy me. This is what I love. Come up with you love. Your letters may have a theme. For example, they could be about baseball or they could be about different sports. It could have a sea theme. It could have an animal theme, space theme. It's up to you. For example, they could be all brushes or related to one subject like art, using brush, pencil, ruler, crayon, etc. Now, I, of course, have some drawing and painting tools. I've got paintbrushes and color pencils. Your theme can be you. It could be all baseball related. I could have made them all paintbrushes. So that is left up to you. But you want them to be creative. And again, do not copy Miss Sackett. Come up with your own ideas. They may all be the same. And I have repeated a design. They can also be all different. It's up to you. Double check you have designed letters correctly and are able to erase the stick letters when you get on good paper. And I'm going to pause for a second. Hold on, escape. Because I'm going to let you know our code word. Our code word for this video is strawberry. Miss Sackett loves strawberries. So the code word for this video is strawberry. Go back to my slideshow. Boom. Okay. Then, once you have finished the plan, you're going to stop. It's time to submit it. You need to take a photo with whatever method you're using. Then go to the assignment to submit your picture. And before you do that, check that the criteria is done. Also, make sure you get feedback before moving on to the project. Just because I haven't graded it and you think you're ready to go, wait, get my feedback. Okay. Also, it helps that you are making sure it submits and goes through. I need pictures to be visible. I need it to be close up to the work. I need it not to be blurry or moving. You want me to be able to see it. And it's real important, once I've graded it, go look at my comments. What did Miss Sackett have to say? And it's also important, if you are resubmitting, that you make a comment, you make sure it goes through, so that I know that you have done some adjustments and you want me to check it. Okay, and then after this, we will talk about the project. Working on your plan, because we're watching this video, you have 2 days. Think about the time. Use your management. Don't rush. Some of you rushed with your practicing, but also do not do something that is too complicated for the amount of time you are allotted. You have to think of, oh my gosh, I have 2 days. I can't spend 4 days working on my plan. You will be behind. Okay? So that is what we're doing. Go ahead and add the code to the assignment, and then you can move on to your plan.